So you want to stop procrastinating and finish writing your book. That's a powerful idea. And in this video, I'm taking you through 8 root causes of procrastination in writers, and I'm going to teach you how you can overcome each one of them step by step. The first reason why writers procrastinate is because writing a novel feels like a far-fetched dream. When you think about writing a novel, you visualize the amount of hard work and the amount of headache that would go into writing and perfecting 100,000 words that would be published and read and loved by thousands of people in the world. And just the thought of getting started on this long, tedious journey makes you feel tired and drains you out of all energy even before you have started. And it's okay, that's just human nature. Because in today's world, we are constantly being reminded that in order to achieve success, we need to follow the big dream. We need to dream big in order to get what we want. But the truth is, you don't need to have those big goals. In order to write a book, you probably only need to focus on the smaller goals. So maybe instead of thinking about writing the first 100,000 words, think about writing just 100 words. Here's your reminder. If you believe you cannot achieve that one big dream, then instead follow 1,000,000 small ones. The next reason why writers procrastinate is because you think your writing is bad. You tend to compare yourself to other writers and criticize yourself based on that. What you don't realize is that all writing is bad until it's edited. And all writing that gets published is edited by default. So every time you compare your first and second draft with the published work of another writer, remind yourself that you're doing a terrible injustice to yourself and just continue writing. At this point of the video, if you're getting any value out of it, please like the video and consider subscribing. I talk all about writing compelling novels and creating amazing experiences for your readers. Moving on, the next reason why writers procrastinate is because you think it's too difficult to write a book. And yes, it is difficult. I'm not gonna lie to you and say that it's an easy feat because it's not. But guess what? You can make it easy. So what you need to do is to ask yourself, which aspect of writing your book feels like a difficult one? And then you need to try and add a fun element to that aspect. For example, while writing my first novel, I found myself struggling with character voice. So to make it fun, I decided to write letters from my characters to the author, that is to myself. And this was so much fun. And as I was doing that activity, it made me realize that I felt comfortable writing those voices for those characters into my book. Of course, I didn't include the letters inside my novel, but doing that exercise, making the process fun, made it so much easier for me to get into the character voice and bring it out onto the page. Another reason why writers procrastinate is because you don't know what to write and the process of figuring out feels tedious. This is the biggest reason why most writers give up on their books. And if you are feeling this struggle, don't worry because the ultimate solution is to gain clarity. If you don't know what happens in this book, then you need to figure that out before you can start writing this book. I know it's controversial advice, but it's also true that you are more likely to finish writing the book if you have a ready-to-go outline with you even before you start writing. Feel free to experiment with different types of outlining in your journey. It could be the 3-act structure, the Freytag's pyramid, the hero's journey, or the simplest one, which is my favorite, and I call it the ABDC structure. Check it out here. But wait, what if you're someone who hates outlining? What if you're someone who likes the process of figuring out what happens in the story as you go? Because even I believe in the concept that no surprise for the writer, no surprise for the reader. If you feel like me and if you hate outlining, I think you should watch this video next that I've just linked up right here. There I teach you all my strategies on how you can write your novel without having an outline and without feeling lost or procrastinating. The next reason why you may be procrastinating on writing your story is because you don't want to tell the story. This is an underrated reason because most writers think that if you have started writing a story, you must finish it. But the truth is, that's not ideal at all. Sometimes you get an idea and you start writing instantly without thinking about whether or not you're really passionate about this piece. And later on, when the initial rush of this idea subsides, you lose all your steam, you get stuck at some point, and you feel demotivated. So ask yourself, What personal motivation do you have to get the story out in the world? Why do you think you are the right person to tell the story? And if you're not able to come up with a good enough answer, a solid, compelling answer for yourself, it's okay to quit. That doesn't make you a bad writer. It just means that you were trying to tell the wrong story. And hence, the wise thing to do is to quit writing that story and try to find a story that you're really motivated about, the one that you're passionate about, and the one that you're burning to tell. That is the story you should be telling. The next reason why writers procrastinate is because maybe you're actually tired and lack energy. So you have a day job, or maybe you have kids, or maybe you have other responsibilities on your head that usually take up the prime time and most of your energy throughout the day. And that's just the reality of life. Usually there is a lot of talk about time management out on the internet. But I understand that if you have so many things to deal with, then time is limited. That's why if you're dealing with this type of procrastination, which drains you of all energy and leaves you with no creative potential to write, then I would suggest not time management, but instead attention and energy management. These are lesser known topics but make a bigger and significant impact on your life and your creative potential as a writer. Our problem is we tend to overestimate how much we can write in a single day and underestimate how much we can write consistently in 1 year. So for example, if you don't have the energy or the creative potential to write 1,000 words every single day, then instead focus on writing just 200 words. Just 200 words one day, consistently for 1 year. By the end of the year, you'll have 73,000 words. Even if you missed few days, you'll probably still reach 60 at least. And that's your novel, my friend. If you want to dive deeper into the topics of energy and attention management, I highly recommend this book, The Productivity Project by Chris Bailey. Next reason why writers procrastinate is because you have too many distractions. We live in a world full of continuous distractions, all with social media, Netflix, and the internet in its entirety. The only solution here is to lock your phone away and disconnect from Wi-Fi. And for some reason, if you're afraid of putting away your phone, like I am because I feel that I may miss some urgent calls from my family, in that case, I highly recommend switching off all your notifications, logging out of social media apps, and then putting your phone aside. That way you will still receive your urgent calls if necessary, and trust me, if it's really necessary, they will call you and not text you. So don't worry, lock your phone and start writing. Now for the biggest reason why writers procrastinate, which is you just don't feel like it. So by now, I've talked about every logical reason why you might want to procrastinate. And so maybe you have the right mindset, the clarity, no distractions, you have the energy, and you sit down to write, and then you stare at the blank screen and you just can't write. Because you just don't feel like it. Even if everything is perfect in your life situation, there may still be a block in your head when you sit down to write, which tells you, I just don't feel like writing today, or I don't feel like writing right now. And the solution to that is write anyway. I stole this idea from Mel Robbins. In her book, The 5-Second Rule, she says that every time your mind knows that you're about to do something crucial for your life, a really important decision, that's when it tells you, I don't feel like it. But the truth is, you will never feel like it. I know it sounds easier said than done, but you have to make yourself do the work despite your feelings. That's how you achieve success in life. Look at it this way. At your workplace, you do your job because you're answerable to your boss. You're afraid that if you don't do the work, maybe your boss will shout at you, scream at you, will stop your promotion, or you fear the boss, or you just fear disappointing your boss or your supervisor. In the same way, when you're writing your book, when you're crafting that story, you're actually answerable to your readers. Because if you don't write, you're depriving your readers of the rich experience inside your story. Write that down and stick it on the wall in front of you and look at it every time you feel like not writing your story. At this point, if you feel that you're ready to get started on your novel, check out this video right here, which teaches you how to craft that perfect first page for your novel, which will grab your readers' attention and keep them reading. Alright, this is me, Srishti Rathore, signing off for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you, and I will see you next in this video right here. Bye!